if I'm gonna, because I'm kind of stuck down here,
Yeah.
to reset my knee, I really have to smear them back into the mat, and that causes me to get way over my center line here. Is that just a nuance of I should be doing something different at that point?
Well,
I made a mistake of pulling them down at that point.
no, I think you're okay there, and there are some ways to flatten them out where you don't have to do that, but I think you're okay there if you just hold in position. So I'm working here, it comes up on the side towards me,
Yep.
and here I am here.
Yep.
Now I'm still not loading, I'm not going to use my weight loading here to bring him forward because that's going to screw me up. So we'll look at some options for flattening the guy out later on. But here I'm glad you mentioned that, because even when the guy comes up here, I still want that pinch between my knee and my elbow on his hip here. Because his shrimp is really dangerous here. Now he's in a perfect posture for shrimping. So if I let my hand slide up here, he's going to shrimp and make a lot of space, and then I'm in trouble. So when he comes up, I really have to prioritize locking down the hip so he can't get his knee in. So I'm still going to keep my knee in really tight on the belt line, and I'm going to keep my elbow down here. There. Like that. So I really got to isolate the hip. So I'm back to number one, right, in the fundamental 5, locking down the hip. And then my next step has to be number 2, which is locking down the upper body. That's the one I lost. I had 1 and 2 for a while. And then when he came up on the side, I lost number 2, but I have to prioritize number 1. That's how the fundamental 5 works. So I'm not going to release number 1 to go to number 2. I have to be able to keep number 1 while I go to number 2. So I would still isolate and control that hip. And yes, if it means your weight is shifting a little bit funny, that's okay. One of the nice things here is I still have a post if I need it, so I don't get tossed. So I would prioritize that. I don't know if that answers your question. And then we'll look at how to flatten it back out.